The world of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild was already amazing, and in Tears of the Kingdom we're shown why it's an even greater one. But the thing that seems to amaze me is that when you first start the game, you're introduced to a tutorial but without even knowing that you're in one. After the story intro with Zelda, your journey begins. Just like in Breath of the Wild, we are spawned in a closed out area, learn some regular mechanics, and jump off the cliff into a big lake. In Breath of the Wild, we meet the king and are told to do some shrines to continue our story, and the same can be said about Tears of the Kingdom, except I feel like there is so much more to do in this world. Tears of the Kingdom's newest abilities make discovering the Sky Islands a lot of fun, and give it the twist to do whatever you want. The Sky Islands are something newly introduced to the world of Zelda, and the exploration of them is even better. If you want to run through this, you can, but I took about 3 to 4 hours completing the whole new area, and some can even take up to 10 hours. Just like my brother-in-law that likes to do literally every single thing in the game. If you've never played Breath of the Wild, this game will have you familiarize yourself with weapons, how to cook, and how to fight. It's a lot to take in, but once you get the hang of it, the game becomes very enjoyable. After spawning, you're only given one piece of clothing compared to Breath of the Wild when you get a full set, and you're immediately thinking, this has to be here, which makes the game do what it wants and has you looking all over the islands for just a set of clothing. After meeting Rauru, you get the feeling he's very similar to the old man in how he is set up in different areas and how he's pretty much with you every single place you go to. You do learn a little bit of the backstory once the beginning cutscene ends, and you're set to explore the islands for the first time and trying to gain some powers. Looking around and enjoying the view, wondering how you're going to be able to get to each place will make you more and more excited because of how much this game is going to introduce you to new features. Going to each shrine will give you the abilities of Ascend, Ultra Hand, Fuse, and Recall, and each one is a lot more unique than Breath of the Wild's abilities in my opinion. Spending time on these floating islands really shows you how every single thing you pick up can be useful. Fuse is one of the abilities that helps you get by enemies a lot quicker by fusing your weapons with items you find around the islands. You can have shields with fire coming out of it, add bombs to your arrows, and even make wooden sticks have giant rocks on them, increasing their damage. Recall gives you the ability to rewind time in objects. Ascend allows you to reach places that are high up, and by far the most fun to use is Ultra Hand. The new Ultra Hand ability is pretty much what Magnesia's was, but on a much bigger and better scale. You can grab whatever item you want and stick them to one another, and you can create almost anything. If you want to make a platform with a hook on it, consider it done. If you want a boat to get across the lake, you can do it. And if you just want to gather up a bunch of logs for literally no reason, you can do that too. While going through all these areas with your new abilities, you'll find new discoveries that can be marked on your map. Caves are a lot of fun to explore in the beginning because you're met with some new enemies that have never before been seen in other Zelda games, and you don't know how to go up against them. The first time I saw the frog, I literally had no idea what to do, and the first time I saw this worm thing, I was like, what is this? It is scary. While in caves, loot out every single thing you see because there will be other pieces of armor the game wanted you to do. You also have the new introduction of gambling in Tears of the Kingdom. And by what I mean is this gumball machine looking thing that gives you things to add to your creation. You have the ability to put fans on your project, flame emitters, wings, and a lot more. If you even don't have a pot to cook, there's one of them that gives it to you. These are super helpful because if you have nothing near you and want some help, just go through the list of things you got on the menu and use them to your advantage. And just like in Breath of the Wild, we can get our first Korok seeds. I'm not sure how many there were because I didn't do all of it, but just know that I probably got like 3. There are some lost Koroks that you need to try and reunite with their friends by using creative ways to help them get across the islands. Once you do, they'll give you 2 Korok seeds just for doing that. But it's pretty funny how he has his little backpack. Up in the snowy areas, just like in Breath of the Wild, you have to learn how to cook with hot peppers with your regular food to create a recipe that makes you immune to the temperatures. While up there, you can ascend and you can even find more pieces of clothing. And then you run into what looks like a flight range, and you can use these wings to fly across floating islands to travel a lot faster. The first intro to the game gives you so much to do that you literally forget that it's just about 1 or 2% of this whole game. And then you have another 40 hours to play the game to its entirety. This tutorial island of Tears of the Kingdom is one of the best ways to get introduced into any video game. All these new abilities help you out in so many more ways than in Breath of the Wilds. They're a lot more creative, and they want you to use that same creativity when you're in Hyrule. Once doing all the quests, you continue to your main mission that will eventually lead you to the first time you set foot in Hyrule, so use all the knowledge you gained off of the secret tutorial. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for a lot more Tears of the Kingdom content. Help me reach 10K subs by the end of the year, my boys. If you want to become a member, it'll be down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!